Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below.
Hello everybody and welcome to the AOR F1 2000 League. I am Austin Knight and I hope you guys are having a great time because we're here in Imola and we are ready to go with some screaming V10 action. You might hear some in the background right now because we have just started our qualifying session to go. So I must say one thing, this is a test race for the official league, so damage will be off. Everyone's still learning the cars and everyone's still getting everything ready for the actual league. But when it is fully turned on, everything will be in working condition and we will have all kinks worked out. But remember, this is still a test race. There are going to be some kinks. People still need to learn these cars because these are very hard cars to work on. And Assetto Corsa is very finicky with how it works in online. But enough talk, I know you guys want to see the actual deal. So let's go onto track and onto Hampus Soderberg. So he takes us a lap around Imola in his McLaren. Go ROM board with Hampus right here. He takes us around this long... Actually, I'm not even going to talk. I'm going to let you all enjoy this noise. Thank you, Hampus, for that lap around Imola. He's the first one on the time. I believe that's an invalidated time of 1:23.355, but he's the first one onto the qualifying board. Hello, everyone in chat. Hello, Smoking Puppy. Hello, Jack the Joker. Hello, TWM. Hello, Michael. Hello, Zero. Hey, Zero. I know you. I remember you. Your name sounds familiar. But also, we got Mac also in here. Mac and P2. So let's take a look at Mac. Wasn't willing to provide his first name, but Mac is driving in the Ferrari right now. We also got Lasco and Wasa, and everyone else is coming through the field. So we got this little train going on here. Victor Wasa sitting in fourth place with 1:26. Oh no! Victor Wasa has lost it. He's in the wall. Tamburello is such a tricky corner to get right. If you hear a bit of a cymbal crashing, it just means they're typing to each other in the text chat. I have that turned off so y'all don't have any obstructions, but Victor Wasa in the Jordan, unfortunately spinning around as I believe Daniel Tax puts it up to P4, also in that Ferrari. He's in the Michael Schumacher Ferrari, as you can see by the helmet. A yellow flag for Watts. Looks like he had a little bit of an incident. Jonathan Watts had coming out. Don't know where that is, but he's pulling off the track. These cars are very hard to drive and very finicky because we're used to V6 turbo-powered stuff, and now it's the screaming V10s. Yes, you do. If y'all want me to commentate on anyone specific, or switch TV modes as Lasco jumps up to P4. Oh, new pole time by Sanso. Levi puts it up and actually pulls off right now. But Levi Sanso puts it up to a 1:22.889 and he goes into the pits. So who was on a flying lap? Let's go. Nope. How about Mark J. White? He's been having a bit of trouble in practice, but he's been looking very consistent right now, and he keeps it on track. You're going to see a lot of varied times because we have a few drivers who just got the car today or just got the car a week, and then some guys who've had this car ever since it was released a few months ago. So everything is getting very set and all good as Alan Torney has gone to the pits. I was about to switch to him. But this is on Assetto Corsa. We have guys from the F1 2018 game, Project Cars game, Assetto Corsa, iRacing, R Factor 2. Which I think is why the R Factor 2 stream might not be on today. But with 8 minutes 40 seconds left in this qualifying session, Mark J. White screams through Alta, coming down into the final two corners of Razia. Hard on the brakes as Lasco takes pole. The 1:22.363 in the Jag. Jay White jumps up to P6. We stopped on track. Go on to the static cam. Oh no! Jay White's lost it! Jay White has lost it, put it into the wall, into the gravel. Thankfully, no damage is on during this test race. During the actual season, there will be damage, but this is just so people can get more of a feel for cars. So it's going to be very, very different from what you're seeing as Watts and the Jordan goes off of the track once again. That corner, the exit, is just overseer heaven. You just go screaming to the left-hander. This corner right here, also very tricky. You want to keep it off of those curves on the outside as Jonathan puts it into the wall. I believe he's going back into the pits. Someone who hasn't really gone into the pits a lot is Hampus Soderberg. So I'm going to give you a nice few static shots. This is the Ferrari. Comes from behind him. Also, I just think the static shots just look good. But Soderberg was setting the fastest times in practice so far, but with Lasco and Santo. I'm just going to say Zanto now. Ooh! Speaking of which, Lasco is having a bit of a problem. You see the yellow... Oh, he stopped on the outside of the pits! You see his car just on the left side of the screen, so hopefully he gets that settled very good. Let's go back to Soderberg in these last few corners. Coming around the final turn and down the front straight. Can Soderberg put it back on top? No, he doesn't, as this is his final lap. Oh, we might have a race right here. Lasco might have predicted that and is going to hide behind the back of Soderberg and may pick up a bit of a draft because we got 3 cars driving in the same shot. That is great stuff right here. Coming into the second chicane process, we see Soderberg going down the inside of the Jag of, I believe, Wasa. Just pulled over and let these two through. How many drivers are racing tonight? We have about 20 interested in the league so far, but it's probably going to be around 9 and 10. We currently have 10 in the qualifying session right now. But this is a test race. It's not official yet, so you won't see a lot of drivers in here, but when this is an official league, you expect more. You can get on board of Hampus. Yes, you can. Hampus sitting down in P4. Max actually jumped him, who's sitting in the pits. Hampus extending the track as much as he can. Full throttle right now, coming down into the front straight. Ooh, flip the inside wall just a bit. Comes across the line. Hampus in P4. It's a bit slower than his actual time. He's going into Tamarello. Riding on the curb just a bit. The back end is very back end is very different than the modern F1 cars that we are. It's very twitchy. We see Hampus getting a little correction right there. His car got very unstable as he goes through this hairpin right now. He's got a car ahead of him. Might get a little bit slipstream. Slipstream effect is on ×1, so it's regular. Goes around this blind hill. You want to avoid those curbs, and if you hit them, get off the throttle because your car will be spinning. This is one of the hardest corners to get on circuit. Oh no! Hampus goes into the wall as he reset himself on to the pit lane. As oh no, Lasco is also went down in the same spot. We have another yellow flag. Wasa in the same spot. It is very tricky to get a lap, and it is very rewarding if you nail the right lap time on here. Let's go on board with Mac. Mac in the Ferrari coming up to the hardest corner on track. This double right-hander. It's a tightening right-hander right on the Imola side. But Mac makes it look very, very easy as he comes up to the chicane of Alta. Gonna see some overtakes being made through there. Full throttle right now, coming into the final hairpin. Yeah, the race lap record is very fast. I'm not sure of the 2000 race lap record, but these Michael Schumacher had an entire season. These guys have had this mod for about 2 months. Everyone wants to drive these cars. You can, by going to the Race Sim Studio page, search for that, and the V10 Formula 2000 mod. It is a pay mod. It only costs about $4 American, £3.99 pounds, $4.71 American prices. It is a paid mod. These guys are all paying to drive this car, and honestly, it is, from what I've understand, it is worth it in every single dollar. Not sponsored. We got a yellow flag. Watts gone into the pits as Mac. Let's get a little onboard shot of Mac in that Michael Schumacher helmet. Hard on the brakes into Alta. Clip in the corner just a tad bit. His car jumping. Oh no! Mac has lost it. Mac, you alright? Yes, he is alright. Gets his car back on track. Let's go to Lasco in P2. He's just starting his lap right now. In the Jag. Yeah, I know how fast, Schumacher's Ferrari was. Yeah, these mods are super polished over. These are on the V2 mod, which is the most current mod. And this car is very difficult on traction. And you can join this session, not this current session, but you can join the league when it is made official. We are getting the forums all settled for that very soon after this race. So Lasco, hard on the brakes, into Alta. Dances on the curbs, trying not to do what car ahead of him did. As he continues his flying lap down through the final 2 corners. Can he top Zanto for the top time? Sound feels off. 1 sec. Try it now. It should be fixed. 1 sec. And we're back. After adjusting the sound effects right there, I believe I fixed the problem. As the qualifying is now over, let's go on to Sanso, who is coming around. What part of the track is he on? He's coming around the long hairpin, going up to turn 5. Let's get off of that. He's currently sitting in first, just barely ahead of Lasco. Coming in to the hardest corner. Kind of delayed. Let's go on board, see if that is fixed. Wonderful look at his face. As Levi Santa comes across the line, that is the end of this qualifying session. You can see the red reader. Alright, as we're on the countdown right now, your qualifying is Levi Santo takes pole, followed by Lasco in second, Jonathan Watts in third, Mack in fourth, followed by Hampus Soderberg in fifth, Daniel Takis in sixth, Victor Wassa in seventh, Alan Torney in eighth, followed by Mark J. White, and that weird guy named Austin Knight in last. And I don't think he's not important. No one pays attention to that guy. It's me. As we are just waiting for everyone to finish the cooldown, as we are getting ready to go 31 laps. Why aren't the wheels turning as the car goes around the corner? What? It is fixed? Sweet. As we are ready to get on going. Ignore this guy. Just, we have a minute cooldown time right now, so I'm gonna have to do a little quick switch for tire. So ignore this probably, but Mark J. White is in the chat a little bit, but I'm gonna be switching to Mac very soon. Wait, Levi Santos pole. But as soon as I retire, I gotta switch over. This is the one thing about Assetto Corsa that is very, very weird. 44 seconds left in this little warm-up grid thing right now. We have it right here just so everyone gets everything all set up and ready to go. It's gonna be a lot of spins. Yes. Just saying, at the start of this race, you're going to see a penalty bar at the very top of the screen as we're getting ready to go green. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4, 5 right, 6 red lights. And away they go! As away as I retire. Lasco dives up down the inside. And he does get first. Santos in second, followed by Soderberg and Watts. All of them are all battling it out right now. And there's a massive crash. It is Soderberg in the wall. Very unfortunate for Soderberg. He was looking very good. Now his entire race is focused on as Watts is spun in the Jordan. Both these guys, they have 31 laps left in this race. Lasco and Santo are leading off the field pretty nicely right now. We're going to go on board these little static cams right here. See all these V10s screaming around us. You got to overtake Wassa and Tax. Little overtake right there. They all come through Alta very close to each other. Oh no! That is White. Mark J. White unfortunately spinning out, losing the back end on Alta as Taxis makes the overtake on Wassa. Right in the braking zone right there. Very Schumacher-esque in the Schumacher Ferrari to get back on the throttle. A look in the back of Wassa. Wassa may try to make a move right here. Wassa going around the outside. Oh, but he overcooks it and goes into the grass, and now it's going to be... Oh, he loses 2 positions off of a overtake attempt, but very unfortunate for the Jordan driver, losing a position after gaining it on Tax and Torney in the Jag. Unfortunately, running into the grass. These cars are very finicky and hard to drive, as most of them don't have a lot of experience in this car. But it is very rewarding if you get a lap right. Let's go back to our leaders of Lasco and Sanso. Santo falling down to a second behind Lasco. No DRS assistance because that is not a thing in the year 2000. And honestly, it is not. I'm not a fan of it. This is all focused on pace. All these cars are equal. There is no varied car performance as the fastest lap goes to Lasco of a 125.175. Just in a very comfortable position, but Zanto is closing in on Lasco. They come through Tamarillo. Let's go on board. And yes, the wheels are turning. As Levi Zanto has fallen down to 1.6 seconds, Soderbergh is trying to close up the field to Alan Torney, who's down in 5th place right now. Alan not having the best of things, best of races right now. Let's take a look at everyone's progress throughout the field. Jumped up okay, that's not working. Soderbergh is closing in on Alan Torney. KSO. I don't know how to pronounce KSO. Skull. Laxo. I'm American. I'm allowed to make these mistakes. So riding on board with Soderbergh. Closing in on Alan Torney, going through Tamarillo. Oh no, Alan's lost it! As well as the Ferrari in front of him. Soderbergh, 2 places in 1. That's unfortunate for Alan and Tox. Both these guys as Tox spins it around once again. Very unfortunate. Yellow flags are out of this sector. As we see Alan coming through with that Jag. Hopefully he doesn't hit him. Yes, he is all good. Watson, the Jordan in front of him, also having an incident. As well as Wassa. You see Alan once again coming up through cars that have just recovered from this little crash. They go side by side. I believe White. Oh no, we got a retirement of Wassa. He has DNF'd. Damage is off during this, so that was a manual DNF as they're very close to each other coming through this long left-hander. Jay White slowly trying to find his way as Lasco sets the new fastest lap of 124.418. I'm American, I have low ping, okay? Oh no, Torney is getting overtaken by Jay White. Torney got held up in Alta. Very unfortunate race for him. He did qualify higher than this, but just with his car's finicky controls, he's just been having not the best races. But he does have a good top speed as he follows White through there. Going in through Tamarello. Right on board with Torney. Oh, nope, Alan's lost it. Very unfortunate for Alan right there. Let's switch on to Glasgow, see how he's handling it out up front in the Jag. Glasgow leading out very comfortably, 3.8 seconds ahead, setting a 1:24.453. That past lap. Let's go aboard of Levi, setting a new personal best for him, 1:24.943. Mark setting a new personal best of 1:25.839. Sonnenberg just trying to fight back across the field. 1:25.477 for Sonnenberg. Just 10 seconds behind of Mack in third. As everyone's got a gap of 3 seconds right now. Pit stops will be made during this race, I believe. They're under a 1 pit stop system. So expect pit stops to be happening around lap 15. But everything is kind of calmed down right now. We have one retirement, unfortunately for Wasa, who has retired in 9th place. On board with Sansa right now. We see Glasgow locking up. We got a yellow flag. That's Mack. What has happened to Mack? Oh no, Mack is in the wall. On the exit of wall. On the exit of Alta, Soderberg has catched up to him right then and there. This could be very beneficial for Hampus. See if you can get him on on the exit of this corner and get the overspeed. Sitting in that slipstream of Mack. It's McLaren versus Ferrari. When have we seen this before? These screaming V10s just sing through the hills. And honestly, just give me a smile every time I hear them go past the camera. So it's very hard to commentate this without smiling, because this is just great. Coming up to this hairpin right now. Got to keep the car in control. We see Mack's wheels snapping to the right. Oh. Wrong camera. P3 and 4 have a 1 second gap to each other. Mack has a 9 second gap to P2. Oh, we gotta overtake. It's Watson Tax. What happened to Tax? Oh wait, White! It's in the wall. Unfortunate for White right there as Soderberg's making a move down the inside. Who's gonna be the last of the late breakers? Soderberg trying to go in, and yes, he does get it on Mack. You see the anger in Mack's eyes after losing that position, but the focus as he tries to get the overtake on Soderberg once again, or just regain himself after losing that position. Don't want to get the red mist descending on you as they follow each other through Tamburello Bend. Going in through Villeneuve. Two guys keeping it very clean through there, not really risking anything, and honestly, you don't want to. You're battling for the battle for third place right now. As you see, Mack's wheels shooting off to the right once again, just correcting his car's momentum. Very hard to do. As Tax once again, Daniel going very slow letting Jonathan Watts up into 5th in that Jordan. We'll return to the 4th place in the battle for 3rd with a battle between Mack and Soderberg. As Lasco sets not the fastest time, but at 1:25 seconds, so he is going slower, but he's getting a 10-second gap to Zanto in 2nd place. So Zanto might have made a mistake that granted him a 10-second gap to 1st. So in the battle for 3rd between Mack and Soderberg. If there is anyone you want me to commentate on, just let me know in chat and I will hop on board with that driver right there. If there's not a battle going on right now. Oh, you see the wheel of Mack just shooting off to the right. He turned in way too early, corrected it, and thankfully kept himself out of the wall. Or spinning out. We got a yellow flag. It's Zanto! Oh no, Zanto went off the track and he's let that Jaguar in front of him. I don't believe that was, I believe that was the lapped car. People are lapped right now. But Zanto, unfortunate, drops that lead down to 18 seconds as we see Soderberg in the back and Mack each other as they go through Alta. This might be a battle for P2 very soon if Zanto cannot regain himself and pull away from Soderberg and Mack. They're coming through the final turn. These two guys in each other's slipstream. Mack has been closing in on Soderberg. The flames in the back are shooting out like crazy, and honestly, it's just amazing things that this mod does. Brings back so much memories as Tourney is the first one in the pits. He's going in to be the first one in the pit stop. I'm not sure what for. There's his pit stop right there. See what he gets. And he's out of the pits, as well as Watts coming into the pits. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the pit animation that these guys do see. So we're going to continue out on track between Mack and Soderberg. Oh, there's a car backwards. It's White. Mark J. White, unfortunately, spun completely around in that section. Thankfully, stayed out of everyone's way, but very unfortunate for him. And back to the action. They have closed in on Zanto right now. That gap falling down to 2 seconds. See Zanto, the car in front, followed by Mack and Soderberg. These three cars coming around the final corner. Lap 11 out of 31. And honestly, I believe this action is heating up because Zanto is losing a lot of time. A little bit of lockup from Mack in the background. See, he was braking for Tamburello as he's closing in on these two other cars. But Zanto is losing time to Soderberg as White has pulled out another yellow flag, but I don't want to miss this three-way car action right here. Ornate just coming across the line right there after his fresh pit stop, so he will have the fresher tires out of everyone, but they are colder than each other, so they do need a little outlet to fix these up as White is pulled out. But Velasco is the first one in the pits. Sees the Jag coming into the pits right now as he is getting ready for his pit stop. See if anyone could close in on him, or he'll be the only one going into the pits. Here the V10's coming. Is that Zanto? That is Zanto. Velasco's coming out of the pits right there. Soderberg. It's actually Soderberg. Who's going to come out of the pits first? It's going to be Soderberg taking the lead, followed by Velasco. And Zanto is in the pits. So I believe Mac is also... Oh, Mac taking a very aggressive entry into the pits as well. Locking up both wheels, but we have a new leader of the race. It is Hampus Zonenberg. Followed by Lasco in second. Just 5 seconds, but remember, Lasco just came out of the pits. Zonenberg hasn't gone into the pits yet. So this is the battle for the lead-ish, kind of. He's got to get a 20-second gap to Lasco, and he's just 5 seconds behind. I don't think he'll be able to get that gap going yet. Got an overtake between Takis and Mach. I believe that is just a pit lane battle, and yes, it was between the two Ferraris. But all eyes are on Lasco. Can he close in on Sonnenberg? And honestly, judged by these times, yes, he can. The gap was 5 seconds. Now it's 4.71 seconds down to Sonnenberg. Sonnenberg deciding to stay out once more as he set his personal best time of 1:25.322. Lasco, not the best, but he did have to go into the pits. So that is good. We got a yellow flag with Jay White. Where is White? There he is. Going very slow. Coming out of the Villeneuve chicane. Is getting on the throttle once again into the wall. These cars are very, very hard to control, so I don't blame him. He's actually doing a better job than I would. Which is why he's on track and I'm in the commentary box. Don't know what that says about my driving skill, but he's much better than me. Oh! Sonnenberg! Oh, we was focused on Lasco too much. Sonnenberg has lost the back end and he's lost the lead to Lasco, unfortunately, in the hardest corner to control your car in. He's just lost the back end and just spun him completely around. Now he's got these very worn tires and very heated up rear tires. He's got to keep these tires at an optimum temperature to even attempt getting back on track in a very efficient way. But I believe Sonnenberg is going to have to go into the pits after that on lap 13 out of 31. Sonnenberg going into the pits. No, he's not. He's staying out. As Lasco sets the new fastest lap of the race. In that beautiful number 7 Jag. As we got a yellow flag of Daniel Takis as he gets overtaken by his teammate in Alta. Tax just going extremely slow out of Alta. May have got a corner cut penalty or just had to slow down and just hop a curb. But the penalties in this game are very aggressive. If you have to slow down to 21 miles an hour before it to go away, as we see Daniel going into the pits right there, as well as Jay White. Jay White in an entire lap down to the car in 7th, as we see Matt coming up to the back of that white car. I think he's giving a little love tap. Is that Watts or was that White? It was White. I don't know if White and Mac had a bit of contact right there, but it looked very fishy. But White just went out into the grass. I don't know if he was behind him, as Watts made a overtake right into the grass a little bit as Tax coming out of the pits right there. Lasco says the new fast lap of 1:23.577. Just absolutely dominating this field. Sonnenberg still in second. Hasn't gone to the pits yet, followed by Zanto in third. Mack is in P4th. Watts is in P5, followed by Takis, Thorny, and Jay White in 8th. Wassa, unfortunately, DNF'd. I believe he had to go or something. I am not sure of his actual situation. But Lasco in that Jag, making it all look very good. Howdy, howdy, MNT Leclerc F1 in the chat. Yo, yo, yo. Hope you are doing good today. Hope everyone's having a good day and enjoying this demonstration of this race. Remember, this is a test race. This is not the official Season 1 start yet. The actual start would be more grand and have way more drivers, but this is just a test race. People are just coming in on their own time and helping us out with this stream, helping us out with the driving and the way the racing goes on track. And just an opportunity for these guys to get on track with each other and have more practice with the car in a multiplayer environment. So basically, welcome to preseason testing. So we had EL5 for Thorny. Yeah, Alan Thorny going very slow out of that hairpin. Still in 7th place. He is a lap ahead of Jay White, so I don't think it really has to worry about the car behind. But it's a Jag in 7th and a Jag in 1st. Those V10s just screaming and ringing through my headphones right now. It just sounds so beautiful. I'm actually going to go a bit quiet right now, just relishing the sound. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the sound as well. That little Doppler effect of the F1 car is just ringing in your ears. I keep smiling over that, but I believe that is Alan Thornton and Jay White in the same thing. Jay White in the white BRM car. Well, these guys racing on the limit, but Jay White just been very unlucky with his car control lately. Just not being able to hold out these cars. I've been getting a message from Alan's Mac flashed yellow for a bit. Oh, yep, that's why. Mac is off right there as Lasco sets the new fastest lap of 1:23.528. Dominating performance by Lasco right now. It's absolutely dominant performance, up by 14.541 seconds. See Lasco coming up to the back end Ferrari. Don't know which Ferrari that is, and maybe Mac has nope, Mac has actually lost position to Watts. And that's at the very final corner, so that's Mac, the other Ferrari. I believe it is Takis. And Lasco may be coming up to lap people, but Mac has lost a lot of time to Watts right there. It's actually the second inward, but that just happened as everyone's coming across the front line right now. Their lap times flash up onto the screen. But Mac and Watts following each other very close to the Jordan versus Ferrari. The other Ferrari of Takis has the leader of Lasco right behind. Lasco may be making a moving lap on Takis. So blue flag rules are in effect. That's more driver communicated as we see Jay White get out of the way of Mac and Watts. And that's the hardest corner on this circuit. It's very tricky to get it right as they're coming up through Alta. Is Mac going to make a move on the inside? No, he's not. There is Lasco right there. People might get... Oh, no! Oh no, I just saw Jay White lose control once again, and there he spun out at the end of Alta. That is very unfortunate for Mark Jay White. 2 laps down to Alan Torney, but he's still in the race. This just shows you this guy's determination and love of racing. He will continue to race even though he's 2 laps down. So that is a very honorable thing of Jay White staying in this race this long. Always somebody wanting to finish, so that is always very cool for Mark J. White. As Sonnenberg has gone into the pits, so I believe that promotes Santo up to 3rd place. Yes, it does. No, Santo up to 2nd place. I'm sorry, Santo was in 3rd as I said that. But that does promote Santo up into 2nd place. 31 seconds behind Alasko. He's just been having a dominant performance as Mac is still following Watts. Just under a second as they enter Alta, but a big lockup from Mac. Thankfully keeps his car in one piece and on track as Lasco is closing in on these two. He's already got the other Ferrari attack us. I've got the biggest smile on my face right now with all these cars just ringing in the ears. As the yellow flag for Torney. Oh! And he's out of the race. I guess that is where he retired from. I believe that is Tamarello. But we have our second DNF. Damage is off, so that was a manual disconnect right there. But very unfortunate for Alan. His back has spun it. Oh, it is a massive collision with the leader. The leader! Lasco and Mac have both have a collision, but oh wow, Lasco's actually came out just fine from that. But there was contact between Mac and Lasco. But I believe Lasco just bounced off the inside wall as his teammate Tax overcooked it and jumped up to P5, but he's now fallen down to P6. That was very eventful for Lasco as he's still screaming through Alta, and he's now got Watts in the Jordan ahead. That's fortunate for Watts, who was feeling the heat from Mac right there. But he's now got a 10-second gap to the car behind. With 10 laps remaining, Soderbergh goes into the pits once again as Mac has DNF'd from this race. Watts getting promoted up to P3 as Sonnenberg retires in the pit. Well, goes to the pits. I wouldn't say retire. With 10 laps to go. Takis also promoting up to 4th from Sonnenberg's pit entries. Let's go on board with the leader of Lasco as he's dealing with that Jordan. Never mind, as that Jordan is now lapped. Lasco might lap the entire field. And with 10 laps to go, and Santo only 31.3 seconds behind, it might as well happen. But that Jag looking very fine right now. Those V10s are sounding so great. I can't get over the sound right now. Jay White, another yellow flag for him. I believe he has unlapped himself from everyone else, but he's still sitting down in 8th place, but he might be closing in on Alan Thorney, whose car has gone farther than him, but they might lose that position if Jay White continues to be racing here. But I still gotta give it up to Jay White. He's been very determined to learn this car and drive in this race, and that is very, very commemorative, I must say. Determined to learn this thing. But Lasco has a very commanding lead of 31.638 seconds to Xanto in second. Xanto, let's go on board with him. Oh, there goes Jay White. He has gained a position on Thorny, and he might gain it on Mac. Actually, he's a lap down of Mac, so he's got another lap to pass Mac. Ryan, for some stupid reason. That never gets old. I don't think that will ever get old to me. But Lasco is definitely having a dominant performance, followed by Xanto and Watts in third. Tax in fourth, followed by Sonnenberg. Max retired with Thorny and Wassa, and Jay White moving his way through the DNF cars. Damages off for this test race, as it's just an opportunity for guys to learn the cars better before we actually start the league. The league start is yet to be confirmed, but when it does, you can find all information at www.apexonlineracing.com in the forum section underneath Assetto Corsa. Let's go, coming in on Xanto to lap him once more, but Jay White, no, Lasco coming in on Jay White to leave lap him. You want to make the move on the inside. Jay White coming very closely, gave me a little bit of a hard time, but Lasco is making it look very easy. He's very confident in there. We got this nice little helmet cam that is rarely seen right now in F1, but as he goes through Alta, Lasco just making it look very easy on the back end, because you gotta see these flames shooting out. There they are. That's the shot I wanted. I just want to see those flames once again. But a very dominant performance by Lasco, who sets a new fast lap of the race of 1:23.328. It's looking like he is on easy street right now, with 6 laps remaining in this session. Oh no! It's all gone wrong for Lasco, who spun it on the exit of Terrell, but with 32-second lead, I don't think it'll affect much. I'll give you a 10 out of 10. That was Villeneuve. I'll give you a 10 out of 10 on the spin, a 7 on the execution, and a 3 on style. But style points do go to that livery and that helmet, because this is a jet. Oh, and there goes Jay White. As 5 drivers remain in this little test race we got here, with 6 laps left. If you guys are excited for this actual league to actually start taking place, not just this test race, make sure to leave a comment, and if you want to take part, it will be in the Apex Online Racing forums underneath Assetto Corsa and Assetto Corsa League. This is a paid mod. Costs about $4, $5 American. I believe like £3.99 or something. I'm not sure. It is a mod by Race Sim Studios, but all the other required mods, like the pit lane penalty mod, the driver's skin mod, and the car itself, those are all required to be in this league. But all that details would be in the forums at www.apexonlineracing.com. where we have other racing games such as F1, Assetto Corsa, Project Cars 2, RFX 2, Rocket League, and all of them are brought to you by Elgato Stream Deck, which is just a great tool. I'm using it right now. I know the F1 races are brought to you by Hype Energy, but this isn't a F1 2018 game. This is only Assetto Corsa. Brought to you by Elgato. Thank you, Elgato. Y'all are cool. As Alaska's just making his way, just very in control of his entire race and just in control of his car. Comes across the line one more time. Lap 27 out of 31. 31-second gap. We do have a closing in between Watts and Tax, so you know what? We're going to go on board with Tax. Closing in on Watts, just 10.8 seconds. But it's nice to see a change of car and change of pace. Never know with these midfield guys what they might do. Sound is so good. That car of Watts up ahead. Tax is slowly following. Someone's typing in chat right there, and I believe that is Lasco. No, that is not. That is the... I think that's Xanto. Right behind. As Tax coming through Alta right there, making it look very easy. You see the Jordan of Watts. No, that is Watts. Watts has gone slow. That gap has fallen down to 2.7 seconds. We might have a battle for P3 right here on the closing laps of this race. We're on lap 28 out of 31. Tax and Watts are closing in on each other. Be a very exciting finish between these two with less than 3 laps remaining. I think Tax is at it off somewhere. But that gap is rising again. He's gone off again. He went into the grass and now they're front wing to gearbox with each other. Gonna go into TV camera 3 for this straight up battle right here. Along this tricky left-hander. Going into this double right-hander. Most tricky corner on track. Watts taking a very lean approach as it looks like Tax going around the outside. They're side by side heading into Alta. Who's going to be late breaker winner? I believe it's going to be Watts taking that position and defending it very well on the inside of that chicane. But there are more than one corner. There's more than one corners in this track. And Tax just gotta find the right one. As these two follow each other extremely closely, coming down into the front straight. It's Jordan v Ferrari. As it looks like Tax got the speed, he's going to go for the inside move. Onto the straight, heading into the braking zone. Tax on the inside, Watts on the outside, but Watts sweeps across his front nose, and Tax goes spinning, unfortunately, as I believe that is Santo who has lapped him right there. That is very unfortunate for Tax. Bit of an aggressive move by Watts, going across the front wing, but Watts still in P3 in that Jordan. Might be some talk after this race between the two drivers, but that is very unfortunate for Watts, for Tax right there. Because, yes, that is P2 of Xanto coming through the field right now.
With 2 laps remaining. Mark White. We got a message from Mark White. He said he had to park it, kept losing control. Well, Mark, your determination is very commendable. You stayed in the race longer than the other guys who were having those troubles with spinning and all that stuff. But I have to give it to you. You do handle the car better than I do. But that just shows you on how tricky these cars are, and what a wild ride this league will actually be when it starts. As we have 2 laps remaining. Where's Lasco? There he is. Coming through this double right-hander. We're going to ride on board with Lasco during the final laps, but right now we're going to rejoin with the Ferrari of Tax as he is closing up with Watts down in P3, who's just been lapped by Zanto in P2. But as we're in the closing stages of this race, oh, Tax going extremely wide out of that double right-hander. It was getting dangerous, and I'm like, And, oh no, Tax! He had a double lockup on the exit. His back end went out as Lasco and Sonnenberg takes advantage of Tax and moves up to P4. Tax falls down to P5 as Sonnenberg moves up to P4 as Lasco has entered the final lap. Let's go on board with the leader very soon. But as these two guys battling through Tamarillo, actually, yeah, oh, there goes Tax. He spun it one last time. Yellow flag for the last time in Sector 1. Let's go on board with Lasco and celebrate this win together. The Jag making his way final time around Alta. And coming to the very final corner. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Lasco. He's made it look very easy for all of us as he's lead by 19 seconds. And I believe he's lapped almost everyone except for Zanto. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the AOR V10 Formula 1 Year 2000 edition of the Italian Grand Prix is Lasco. Great racing. And thank you, Mark. Sorry if I butchered anyone's name. It's the first time I've met these guys. Santo coming across down in P2 as Watts coming in through P3 right there. Soderbergh finishing in P4 and Tax finishing in P5. There he is. There's a finish stop right there. But all congratulations go to the Jag of Lasco. Great race these guys gave us. And honestly, I can't wait for the actual season to start. Great races. Everyone's slowly going to get the retirement. I think Lasco's actually ran out of fuel. He's perfected that fuel strategy. Oh, there he goes. But Lack taking his little final victory lap. Definitely a big smile underneath that helmet and in his win. Yeah, a very good win to Lasco right there. I'm sorry, Mark. But yeah, these guys are dangerously fast. As the screen fades to black, we're going to go into this. Congratulations to Lasco as he takes the win, followed by Levi Zanto, Jonathan Watson 3rd, Hampus 4th, Daniel Jackson 5th, Mack in 6th, Mark J. White in 7th, Allen in 8th, and Victor Wassa in 9th. I've been Austin Knight. I hope you guys enjoyed the race.